Hi guys, I am Mare. Welcome back to my channel, Lore of the Books. Today I'm watching a new series called Coco and Conversation, and it's where I just talk about random bookish things, whether it's questions I've asked on Instagram and gotten answers for, same for Twitter, just my thoughts and opinions on different things about books, and I figured it'd be fun to have some interaction. So what I did for the first one was special editions, book special editions. And so I've already accumulated a couple of responses. And so I'll take you through some of those. So the first one is, I like something a bit fun like sprayed pattern edges, but sometimes they're so overpriced. Yes, I love sprayed and pattern edges. Those are always so gorgeous. And they can be so overpriced. It's ridiculous. Sometimes I don't understand it because I love them, but then I can't also afford them. Let's see, the next one is a bit of a long one. I think special editions can be really cool, especially with cover changes or embossing. But I feel like sometimes some books get far too many special editions when there are so many good books out there that could be getting them, if that makes any sense. I also think it'd be cool if more non-science fiction fantasy books got special editions. So let me start for the first part. I think special editions can be really cool, especially with cover changes. I totally agree with that. So recently I've been really loving Fairy Loot's cover changes and their edges. Not so much Owl Crates. I loved their Among the Beasts and Briars cover change, but I haven't absolutely loved all of them. Some of them have been kind of weird or just not worth it. Like Legendborn was just, the colors were switched. I wasn't as fond of that House of Salt and Sorrows, so much as I love that book. Wasn't a huge cover change either. So I definitely prefer Fairy Loots. And yeah, there are some series that get a lot of cover changes. I'm not going to complain, especially because there are some series that I really, really love, and so I love to have in all the editions possible. But I do understand wanting to get a more variety. It would be really nice if there was more variety of those cover changes as well. So many good books out there could be getting them, and that is true. There are a lot. More non-science fiction fantasy. I would love to see some historical fiction cover changes, honestly. I think it'd be really cool. I'm not as a huge fan of some contemporary, but I would love to see more like paranormal, like JLA books, paranormal, supernatural kind of books getting cover changes, not just pure epic or high fantasy. That would be awesome. Here's another one. I love special editions, but it depends on what kind of special content it has, because I won't buy a special edition if it has, let me read the next part of this, if it has only a different cover. So I totally understand that, because there are so many special editions, and if it's just a cover change and it's not one you're wild about, then it's pointless to buy it, especially sometimes for the cost that they go for. Let's see what else we've got. So I think a special edition or a signed edition book can be really unique, but if there are too many special editions of one book, it can be hard to choose between them and make that special edition less special. I 100% understand where you are coming from on that. And I actually agree to an extent. Like, don't get me wrong, I tend not to buy a lot of duplicates because I don't have the money to do so. I was very torn between Fairy Loots and Owl Crates, How the King of Elfham learned to hate stories, because I knew I was already getting the Barnes & Noble edition to match my Barnes & Noble collection. So I was going to get one or the other. Well, what convinced me to get the Owl Crate one, even though I didn't like the color as much, was because it was signed. And I wanted a signature from Holly Black, a signed edition of Holly Black's book. So that's why I got that one. I would prefer the purple. I am tempted to go buy the purple and switch the covers. But Fairy Loot also had sprayed edges, I think, which I would have liked that one too. I just did not need 3 copies of that one book. Unless it's a book in a book box, I usually only look for special editions of books by my favorite authors. Yes, I'm the same way. Also, I forgot whose gift buying guide suggested it, but they recommended buying a special edition of someone's favorite book could make a great gift. Yeah, that is a good idea. I've never thought about that, but it is a great idea, and I really like that one, actually. I might have to try that next time. So really enjoyed reading that comment because all these comments so far, because there's been some really good discussion of it. One person says, I'm absolutely in love with them. I am too. I do love special editions. It gets very addictive buying them. Let's see. This one says, I think they're pretty but overpriced and don't seem easily accessible to everyone, which is true, especially when you have all sorts of issues going on with websites and crashing and just the limited quantity of them. It gets to be very stressful, I think. I have never had to deal with that because I have not been in the fray for a special edition set like An Ember in the Ashes or the David series, so I've seen some of the incidents though. So this person says special editions are for those books special in your heart, otherwise not worth the money. I don't tend to buy special editions unless I really love them or there's something really special about them, or if I really just like the aesthetic style of them. I don't know. I love special editions. I'm very guilty of buying it, but I'm very picky about which ones I do get. I can't just go willy-nilly and buy like 6 special editions, especially when they're like $80 a pop. Love them with special features, stained pages, new content, and new cover. 100% agree. I love all of the above, and yes, just love that. Love that. And someone says, love them. Yes. I mean, I really like special editions, but I agree with a lot of what people were saying. They can be very overpriced, especially with flippers. Flippers who love to flip them, and then they don't read them or don't care about them, but they just want to make money, and it drives me batty. That's one of the things I will say that really bothers me, because there's one thing to buy and then flip, but it's another to buy the box and then not like the items in it, which has happened to me many times. I've never tried selling them, but I know a lot of people do. And, you know, it's a game of chance you get when you get book boxes. So, like, special editions, I sometimes wish they would reveal what they would look like before you bought them. Like, Owl Crate is very guilty of, with their special edition boxes or special edition books, not revealing what the cover looks like ahead of time, and so you don't know what you are getting. And I know it's supposed to be surprising, supposed to be fun. I don't find that very surprising or fun, because I sometimes want to know what I am getting if I'm going to be spending that much money. Like, I've loved that Fairy Loot has revealed the covers of their special editions, like the David set and the Ember in the Ashes. It's been really, really nice because you know what you are getting. And it actually gets you more excited to get your hands on those books, personally speaking. And so far, everything I've seen of Illumicrate, I absolutely love. I can't afford them, but their special editions look absolutely beautiful and brilliant. But so that was kind of my little thing on special editions. What do you guys think? What do you feel about them? What have been your favorite special editions? Let me know in the comments below, and let's have a conversation, because you never know. The next one of these videos, maybe we'll come back to talking about special editions and we'll rehash what you guys told me in the comments. So let me know what you think, and if there's an idea you want me to talk about, also let me know in the comments, because I am very curious. And I can't wait to see what these boxes and businesses bring us next.